Hello, friends! Welcome to the amazing Earth TV Globe channel. Today, we're diving into a deeply unsettling event, an event that quite literally shook the foundations of our modern world. In this mysterious explainer, we're going to unravel a terrifying cosmic threat. I'm talking about a phenomenon so incredibly bizarre and so dangerous that it nearly wiped humanity off the map. Not through a massive war and not through some global disease. No, this threat almost erased us by completely devouring the invisible threads that connect our entire civilization. So settle in, get comfortable, and let's explore the absolute silence of the void. What happens when the universe eats our technology? Seriously, I want you to just think about that for a second. Look at the device you're watching this on right now. Think about the Wi-Fi router flashing over there in the corner, your cellular data, the satellite signals pinging from thousands of miles above us. We totally rely on this invisible ocean of energy to survive, right? It runs our hospitals, our communication networks, global shipping, our power grids. We're utterly dependent on it. But what if something out there was actually hungry for it? 2 a.m. Every radio telescope on Earth catches a strange signal. It came from the absolute freezing depths of deep space. But as scientists were scrambling in the dead of night to decode it, this chilling realization washed over them, turning their initial curiosity into, well, pure panic. Because this wasn't a language. It wasn't some known cosmic wave like a pulsar or a quasar. It was an anomaly. An inexplicable, massive force that was literally consuming the universe's electromagnetic waves. It was eating the spectrum itself, leaving absolutely nothing but a vast, silent emptiness behind it. Okay. Let's dive into this, because this is where the science takes a deeply terrifying turn. At first, the brightest minds in astronomy desperately hoped this was just the gravitational pull of a rogue black hole bending and trapping the signals. That was the only logical explanation. But the data just didn't match. See, a black hole is stationary in its physics. Its hunger is predictable. But this anomaly? It was moving with targeted, deliberate purpose. It was tracking the energy, hunting it. And then scientists quickly, horrifyingly realized this wasn't a celestial body at all. It was actually alive. Radion, a cosmic predator made of quantum plasma that feeds on electromagnetic energy. That's the name the scientific community gave it, and it's a name that's definitely going to echo in history. To put this into everyday terms, this creature didn't have flesh or bone or blood. Its entire physical form was made of supercharged, swirling quantum plasma. And its food? Well, it's our everyday technology. Think about the radio waves we constantly broadcast into the ether, the microwaves in our kitchens, and yeah, even the mobile signals bouncing right from the cell phone in your hand. To the Radion, all of that is basically an all-you-can-eat buffet. The predator's traits: moves near the speed of light, invisible due to time distortion, leaves a brief streak of blue light. Consider what makes this thing the ultimate apex predator of the cosmos. Its speed is just incomprehensible. It moves through the vacuum of space at nearly the speed of light. And because of that extreme velocity, it literally distorts time and space around itself, meaning it's completely invisible to the naked eye. You can't see it coming, you can't track it on radar. The only physical proof it's even there is this brief, haunting streak of blue light tearing across the darkness for a single second, and then just darkness. 1 second, satellites fail. 1 minute, internet drops. 1 hour, radio silence. 1 day, GPS goes dark. And this brilliantly illustrates the absolute cascading failure that hit us as the Radion brushed past our outer orbit. It was a perfect unraveling of human achievement. In the literally 1 second, every communication satellite failed. A minute later, the global internet totally dropped, severing billions of connections. Within an hour, total suffocating radio silence across the whole planet. And by the end of a single day, the GPS grids were permanently dark. In less than 24 hours, this thing forced the entire Earth back into a technological dark age. We were completely blind. Enter Dr. Arif Rahman. Right in the middle of this terrifying global blackout, while modern governments are collapsing into total confusion, emergency services are halting, and these normally bustling cities fall eerily silent, a young, brilliant scientist from Dhaka stepped up. Think about it. The world he was working in had just regressed centuries in a matter of hours. No internet, no advanced computers, no international calls. So Dr. Arif started connecting the dots using raw, isolated data, literally writing on physical paper by candlelight in a silent lab. He was desperately trying to understand the exact mechanics of this approaching cosmic beast. Gamma radiation spikes, normal levels, Radion approach 1, Radion approach 2. What Dr. Arif found hidden in that residual data was absolutely terrifying. He noticed that every single time the Radion moved closer to Earth's atmosphere, there were these massive, violent spikes in gamma radiation. You see, the creature wasn't just casually grazing on our signals, it was absorbing our energy and using it to actively accelerate. It was this horrifying feedback loop. The more it ate, the faster and more incredibly powerful it became, growing exponentially by the hour. It wasn't just passing by, it was gearing up for a massive feast. Why did it come to Earth? Out of all the billions of burning stars out there, all those massive, swirling galaxies radiating endless amounts of energy, why would a cosmic predator that feeds on the immense power of stars target our tiny, seemingly insignificant blue planet? I mean, we're basically just a speck of dust drifting in the cosmic void. What could possibly have caught its eye and pulled it all the way across the galaxy to our exact coordinates? Humanity invited the cosmic predator. Let that sink in for a second. We weren't just some random victim of an uncaring universe. We actually brought this upon ourselves. Dr. Arif meticulously traced the origin of the Radion's trajectory backwards through the stars, and the undeniable evidence pointed direct to a very specific, man-made location resting quietly on the dark side of the moon. An experimental NASA quantum transmitter acted as a dinner bell. See, years ago, from a highly classified and now totally abandoned lunar research station, humanity powered up an experimental quantum transmitter. In this grand moment of ambition, we broadcasted an incredibly powerful condensed electromagnetic wave deep into the unknown, hoping to reach out and find out we weren't alone. Well, the cosmos bit back. To the Radion, drifting blindly millions of light years away, our powerful little broadcast wasn't a friendly hello. It was mistaken for a massive, completely irresistible food signal. To get new videos, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon. Option A, leave signals on and be consumed, versus Option B, shut down all tech and risk global chaos. So, the crucial point is, humanity was suddenly faced with a totally impossible choice as this thing rapidly approached for its final meal. Option A, we leave our global signals on, which basically spoon-feeds the creature until it becomes powerful enough to consume the entire solar system's ambient energy, wiping us all out. Or Option B, we voluntarily shut down all remaining technology worldwide, permanently plunging modern civilization into absolute, unrecoverable chaos and brutal Dark Age survival. Not exactly great options, right? The Quantum Mirror Project. Since neither of those options actually meant survival, Dr. Arif proposed an incredibly high-stakes, last-ditch plan to pull us back from the brink of extinction. Now, this was a purely theoretical concept. It was incredibly dangerous, completely untested, but it was literally the absolute only mathematical possibility we had left to stop a creature made of pure plasma. Dr. Arif's plan: 1. Shut down global signals. 2. Activate the orbital quantum mirror. 3. Trap the entity in its own light. Here's how this brilliant, desperate strategy was supposed to work. Broken down nice and simple. Step 1. We had to, temporarily and globally, shut down all electromagnetic broadcasts to create a massive, silent void in space. The goal here was to confuse the creature. Step 2. At the exact moment the Radion arrives expecting to gorge on our power grid, we activate a massive orbital quantum mirror, basically a vast reflective shield stationed up in space. And finally, Step 3. Because the Radion is made of highly charged quantum plasma, when it hits that mirror at near light speed, its own immense kinetic energy and radiation will violently reflect back onto itself. The idea was to literally trap the entity in its own overwhelming light. The world goes completely dark. No signal, no sound. I want you to imagine sitting in your home right now. The power grid is suddenly cut. The phone in your hand goes completely dead. The familiar hum of the refrigerator just stops. The radio static fades into absolute nothingness. Across the entire globe, billions of people are sitting in the dark, held in this breathless, suffocating silence. Whole cities plunged into pitch black, staring up at the empty night sky, just waiting. A streak of blue fire. The Radion has arrived. Suddenly, the night sky itself begins to warp and tremble. A searing, brilliant streak of blinding blue fire rips through the upper atmosphere. The sheer presence of this creature is so incredibly overwhelming that the residual dead mobile signals wildly distort. Completely deactivated power grids begin to dangerously hum with raw static electricity. And guys, even human neural signals, the very electrical impulses firing inside our own brains, begin to physically ache and throb in agonizing pain as this massive predator descends upon us. Dr. Aerith executes the final code. With the colossal creature literally mere seconds away from draining the life out of the Earth, the pressure in the command center is just crushing. Dr. Aerith's own mind is reeling. He's fighting through the agonizing physical pain of the quantum distortion literally pressing against his skull. His vision is blurring, his hands are shaking violently against the control panel, but he forces himself forward and presses the final desperate command. High above the atmosphere, the massive quantum mirror ignites in Earth's orbit, deploying its vast reflective shield right into the creature's destructive path. A silent explosion in the vacuum of space. Because sound cannot travel in a vacuum, the single most violent event in human history made absolutely no noise whatsoever. In a fraction of a millisecond, the massive Radion crashed head-on into the orbital mirror. Its incomprehensible, planet-killing energy was violently, instantly reflected right back into its own supercharged quantum plasma body. The blue light bent, it twisted back on itself, and then it shattered the massive creature into millions of harmless, scattering light particles, drifting away like cosmic dust. The Radion is gone. Earth survived. The terrifying blue light slowly faded away into the gentle, familiar blackness of space. That agonizing neural aching in everyone's heads, it finally stopped. Slowly, hesitantly, one by one, the global power grids were brought back online. Radio started crackling to life with voices from across the globe. Humanity exhaled this massive, collective breath. We had faced the absolute apex predator of the cosmos, and through sheer human ingenuity and raw courage, we had actually survived the impossible. But months later, deep in the darkness, just as the world began to truly feel safe again, just as the global radio telescopes were happily powering back up to scan the peaceful, quiet void of space, a new set of signals was detected. The exact same terrifying anomaly, the exact same hungry void in the electromagnetic spectrum. But this time, 1,000 plus. The telescopes aren't looking at one streak of blue light. They are looking at thousands, an entire massive swarm of radions moving together near the speed of light, and they are all staring right at Earth. See, that experimental dinner bell on the moon didn't just attract one lone predator, it attracted the whole pack, and they are hungry. So the question is, how will we ever survive the approaching storm?